Hold on. Please welcome UFC champion, the one and only Dricus du Plessis. Was jij? Oh, my son. I can't see him. Oh, my God. Oh, sorry. Just open the door for us if you guys don't mind. The champ is in the house. Yeah. This is more dramatic than the actual UFC. Let's just be honest. Am I right?
No.
Still not. Hang on, wait, I've got more. No, I don't. Dude, bye, welkom en eerst en steeds baie geluk. Just congratulations from all.
Bye, thank you. Yes.
Yeah. And I think you probably know by now that it's a whole lot more than just beating an opponent in a sport. I really can't see him. Let's just open the door.
It's open. The door is open.
It was just a whole lot more than that. I think for South African sport is just a next level. Did you feel it when you were there?
Absolutely. And yeah, 100% right. It wasn't just a fight. It wasn't just going to fight another guy. Just like every other fight. This one obviously had some more there was more on the line for this fight, but I mean, I just knew that for us as South Africans, I just know how it feels to me watching a South African perform on the world stage. Whether it's Olympics, whether it's rugby, doesn't really matter. It's a feeling that you can't really describe. We feel so proud, and to me, that was a massive responsibility and a massive pleasure to be the one carrying the flag and doing my part. And I just knew everybody was going crazy.
And I love that part, by the way. The moment you won, one of the first things you said was, "Waar's my vlag?"
Yeah, because they wanted to do the interview, and my coach was just talking to everybody, and he wasn't really focusing, and he had the flag around his neck. And I wanted to do my interview, and I said, I want my flag if I do my interview, because we were actually not allowed to use flags for my first two fights. I was allowed to walk out with the flag. Then there was the whole war thing, and a lot of stuff happened, and then because they have athletes from all over the world, so then the one athlete would tell the other athlete and then they said nobody is allowed a flag. And then Dana White just said, screw it, everybody's getting a flag again. I was so happy because up until this fight,
I love that.
We weren't allowed, and for this fight they allowed us to get flags again. So I was really happy.
That's really amazing. If you were having a flag now, you wouldn't see it because there's too much smoke. You
wouldn't see it.
I've been cackling so hard at the fact that there's so much smoke in the studio.
I still haven't seen him.
No,
This is what it looks like if you're on a vape lounge.
Yes. Listen, were you more nervous before the Whittaker fight or this one?
No, definitely more nervous before the Whittaker fight. Definitely, it was
before
just
Whittaker.
Yeah, definitely. For this fight, it was a weird calmness. I think also the fact that there was a lot of things that I had to prove in the Whittaker fight that I had proven to myself and to everybody else that I do belong on this level.
Okay.
And by the time I fought for this belt, I knew I belonged there, and we were so perfectly prepared for this title fight that I was nervous for not being nervous for this fight. I had this calmness because I just knew I was ready. I knew we did everything right, and I knew whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but there's nothing that we could have done more to be prepared for this. Everybody, my whole team, my coaches, Coach Mornay Visser, the team at CIT, every single one of them, everybody, nobody went on holiday. We trained throughout the whole December.
Okay.
And we did everything we had to become world champion. So I had that calmness that I was perfectly prepared.
Strickland is chatty.
Yes, he is.
To put it mildly.
So the way that, I mean, I don't know him obviously as well as you do, or like the really hardened UFC fans that have followed his career. But I can tell you though, and tell me if I'm wrong, I thought he will be a lot more unhinged. I thought he would be a lot more of an aggressive fighter, and he was very measured in a way. Did that surprise you?
Yeah, 100%. Because he obviously at the press conference said till death.
I know, right?
I said, well, man, I'm going to fight the way I'm going to fight. I'm going to go out there and try and knock you out as fast as I possibly can, because that's the way I fight. And when the fight happened, I think it was during the second or third round, where I stepped back because my game plan was going forward and being the aggressor, because he's very good when he's going forward.
Yeah.
And then I realized every time I let off the gas, he would just also relax. And if you look at that fight, I was going forward 95% of the time, because without that, it wouldn't have been a fight. It would have been a boring fight, because I realized this guy is not here to fight me. This guy's here to beat me on points and does not care for the entertainment value of this fight. Where for
He
me,
was talking the talk.
that was the thing. He was talking about this crazy fight, and yes, it was a hard fight and it was good fights, but only one of us was initiating that fight.
Yeah.
And I mean, that is, that's something I realized in the fight, that if I want to make this a slow-paced fight, not a very aggressive fight, he would love that, but that would play right into his game plan.
Sure. Was he playing on the fact that you've never gone 5 rounds?
Yes, I think that was their plan. They were really hanging back in the first 2 rounds, and so were we. But just to throw them off, because they all assumed that I would come out like I usually do, guns blazing. After the first round, I thought we lost the first round, and I said to my coach, we have to turn it up a little. I'm going to just a little bit. And then our game plan from round 3, 4, and 5 is to go for it. And by the time we were going at a decent pace by the end of round 2, but by round 3, I started pushing the pace because I felt great. But that was our whole camp. We trained for it. From round 3, we go full speed. And I could see by the end of round 3, he was getting tired, really tired. And I felt great. And I think that was the biggest shock for them, for him, and, well, for the whole world. And to me, I've never done 5 rounds in a fight. I've never even gone past 3. So for me, that was also a big question answered. I mean, we always believed it, but now we know.
Do those rounds feel long?
No, when you're in a fight, you get tired, but it feels like it goes past really quickly, but not as fast as that 1 minute rest goes by.
Oh, really?
It feels like 10 seconds. I'm just going to sit and they go 30 seconds left. And I just took a seat.
It's like December holiday.
I after, like, sometimes I just go, well, just leave the break then if you're going to do it like that.
I tell you what did feel long though, was that when that announcer guy,
the word and. The word and. And I love it.
And in the world.
I'm always, when I'm watching at home, going, and this is amazing. It's entertainment value, until you're the one standing there with a split decision. And I go, just say it. Just say it. If I lost, just tell me. I can't take it anymore. I promise you, there was a part of me before they announced that I'm the new world champion. Before he said and knew, that wanted to cry. I had this feeling of, I felt like a kid who had to do something, and I didn't know how to react. I don't know. The pressure of that moment was way worse than any of the pressure leading up to the fight, walking out. I just stood there and I realized there's 3 judges. One gave it to Strickland, one gave it to me. So one judge, I mean, even if he just didn't like green shorts, might have gone,
Absolutely.
no, that was a close fight. I'm giving it to Strickland.
I know.
And I mean, my whole life's work up until this point comes down to that one point. And the great thing, what I told my brother when we spoke about it, I said, if I had won that belt in the way I beat Whittaker, just a quick knockout, it would have felt, I think it would have done injustice on the sacrifices that I've made to be here.
Sure, absolutely.
That one point was that early morning. That one point was that time you didn't go to a party. That one point is the extra hours you put in, that one extra hour, the one extra session over the last 15 years that got me to 1 point better than my opponents.
That moment scared the hell out of our dogs and everything else in South Africa. No, it's a true story. Because the whole of South Africa, at that time of the Sunday morning, we were like,
could hear my neighbors.
And new. Like, wow, you know,
From
this is
0
what
to
I'm doing.
100.
You want for your bait? Like, it's like just absolute chaos. Listen, I'm going to take a quick break. We're going to take some news and also get some smoke out of the studio. Grab a cup of coffee, whatever you're allowed to have. And we're going to chat some more with Dricus du Plessis in studio. Daar's baie vrae ook op die WhatsApp lane. You got some super fans here, am I right?
Beautiful.
Excited to meet you. So more about that coming up. Are you looking for more podcast content you love? Look no further than Het jy vir my die regte antwoord vir R50,000? What makes this sound? Wat's daai?
Wel, ek dink dit klink soos Kenny G's Forever in Love.
Kenny G, what a good answer. Yes, ek hoor wat jy hoor. Wessel?
Yes.
Dis 'n nee. Dankie dat jy gespeel het en weer probeer hoor.
Okay, thanks.
Dis 'n Kenny G nie, maar jy weet, dit is nog steeds 'n lekker warm antwoord. Mooi dag vir jou verder.
Cheers.
Cheers, man. Brought to you by Outsurance. Don't forget to SMS out to 38444 to see how much you can save on car insurance, or ask for R500 if you don't.
The Secret Sound. Exclusive to Breakfast with Martin Bester. To enter, SMS the word secret and your name to 37942. SMS costs R1.50. T's and C's apply. Hey you.
This is an amazing radio station.
Welcome to the show on a Tuesday morning. Our very special guest in studio, Dricus du Plessis. Baie dankie dat jy weer eens kon kuier. So lekker om jou te sien, man. Jammer oor jou foon met die Segways. I don't know if you listened last week, but he went on Dricus' Segways. Those things are very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing all the time. And to slaan jy neer and that's a bit embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, so what happened was, it's the funniest thing is when Dricus got them, the first time he bought those Segways, he sent me a video of him trying to get onto the Segway.
And he fell as well.
So he couldn't even get on it because it works like a hoverboard.
Yeah.
And I laughed at him the whole time I saw the videos of him trying to get up. And then he finally got it, and I saw the video of him going, and after a while he got pretty confident and he went, and then the next moment he sends me a photo, like his head. His head, his legs, everything, and I just laughed and I said, "What's wrong with you?" He said, "No, because you lean forward on those things,
Yes.
and you lean back if you want to brake. But they have this safety feature, and he took his off because otherwise it breaks you by itself." And he just kept on lying forward. And he didn't stop itself, so he just basically fell forward. And I said, how do you do that? Are you insane? That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. So I get on it, and me and Fasti, we go, cool, let's go. I mean, it's York was by. There's nobody there. There's 2 Ks to the nearest shop. We go there. Oh, we get it. I'm doing donuts. Oh, Mr. Confident. I tell Dricus, don't you worry. I'm a professional athlete.
You are. Champion.
I am not going to have trouble with this. And I grew up on bikes, so I'm going to be cool. So we drive there, have a nice something to eat, breakfast, drive back. As we drive back, I said, let's see how fast this thing can go.
Oh, dat gaat ons.
You want to go? And she said, yeah, let's dice. And as we started, as I get to full speed, I also took off the safety device because otherwise it's going to break it.
Yes, athlete.
And I'm a professional athlete. And as we started going, this thing was really going. And I said, this thing's pretty fast. And next moment I realized, I am no Michael Jackson. I ain't getting back from this. My angle was there and I realized this is it. And I just try to run, but I can't run that fast. Not with flip-flops on anyways. And I just started sliding on the tar. And I went like, ah! I looked at Fasti and she saw me. And she just screamed and kind of just jumped off hers as well. And it just fell right next to me.
Let them go.
Wow.
And there was fans who took a photo with us literally as we left. And they were driving behind us. And it was just these bushes, and they said they looked at us, and they said, "Oh, look at them go!" And next moment they just saw the Segways without us on it, because the Segways just went on going.
I swear Dricus was just on that thing.
Yeah.
And that's where your phone broke. But,
Yeah, our phone was completely broken. Can you believe it? Brand new iPhone, boom, gone.
Here's a new one.
Jose.
Yesy.
From our friends
Yeah.
next door at Vodacom.
Oh wow! Yesy, thank you so much.
I was wondering what flavor phone you had, but I think it's the same one inside. Let's have a look there.
Let's have a look.
Recht
in
op
there.
hier.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh God, thank you so much. That's amazing.
You're most welcome. Thanks, Michelle. Leicester, okay, so a lot of people obviously
Thank you guys. Really,
need to
that's
know
awesome.
what you're most welcome. Want to know quite a couple of important questions, and I think the first one here is definitely about the big one. Okay.
Wat dink jy sou die outcome wees met 'n rematch met jou en Sean Strickland? Dink jy dit gaan weer 5 rondes wees of gaan op beslis 'n DKO wees?
Can we just backtrack a little bit? Is there a chance of a rematch?
I don't think so. No. I wouldn't mind. I mean, if that's what the UFC. I always say, as a champion, you want to give the people the fight they want to see.
Yeah.
That's for me. That's the important thing. I want to be champion of the world, so I don't want to pick any fights because this is going to be an easier fight.
Sure.
If you want to be the best in the world, you have to fight whoever is, who's the next toughest guy in the division. So if the UFC decides they want to do Strickland 2, I'm completely happy with that. If the fans say, no, that's the fight they want, let's do it. I honestly think the second fight will be a lot easier than the first one.
Who do you think is the toughest? Who would you like to fight?
I would like to fight Israel Adesanya next.
Adesanya.
I think, yes. Yeah.
I think that's what South
And
Africans also wanna say.
preferably on home soil.
Absolutely. In this side of our beautiful southern Africa.
Can I ask, why is he off for a whole year? Because isn't that a really long time?
I don't think he's going to be off for a whole year. He needed to take some time away from the sport because he was quite active and he was fighting at the highest level for a long time.
Okay.
So he's not going to be off for a year. I think that's probably going to be the next fight.
Are you serious? When, more or less, do we know?
I have no idea. Yeah. I mean,
but you
for me right now, we are still busy with some scans and seeing what we can do in terms of after the fight, some injuries. Can we fight soon? Is that a possibility? And all that. So that'll be great. That'll be great. But we have to make sure that the longevity of my career is also taken into consideration. We've had a very active last year and a half.
No rush.
To and that's what I said. We rushed to get to this belt. We had to take every opportunity given to us. Right now, we need to be smart and defend this belt and when it suits us.
Sure, no, yeah.
That was actually my question. UFC 300 is not too far away. Yeah. Is it better to actually sit this out recover fully, champ, and get ready to take them on after.
Yeah, 100%. I think UFC 300 obviously going to be a milestone event. I think it's going to be great. Every time you have the UFC 100, UFC 200, and now 300, all are massive events in the
It's
UFC.
huge.
Always, the pay-per-views are insane. It's a massive hype, and I would love to be part of that, but not if it's going to mean that I'm not going to be fully recovered, or I'm going to defending my title is much more important to me than being on this milestone event. And then of course the real milestone event will be UFC in Africa, and more importantly South Africa.
South Africa.
I can't even explain to you how long are we willing to wait to make that happen and defend my belt on home soil. I think, and that's history. That's I mean, UFC 300 is just a number. It's not as massive as UFC Africa.
No,
ways.
I'm with you. We already got quotes and stuff to close Loftus.
Ja, with like a bit of intent.
Like daar's mense wat 'n tent kan, just so you know.
That's what we need to hear.
Exactly. That's what Dana White needs to. I was very disappointed that Dana White questioned the outcome of your fight. I thought that's counterproductive.
Yeah, 100%. I mean,
Did you speak to him about that?
I haven't spoken to him directly about it. I spoke to Hunter, but it was very split in terms of the people watching the fight. I think out of the media houses, 5 or 7 of them said Strickland won, and 18 of them said that I won that fight.
Yeah.
I went to go watch the fight. I've watched it once or twice afterwards, and there's no doubt that I won that fight, to me, at all. The fact that Dana said, I think if he goes to go and watch it back, it will be different. It's very different if you watch it live and then you go and watch it back. And
I
you can
agree.
really, I think when you emotionally invested live and you know everything is happening so fast, it's almost you can't recollect what happened in earlier rounds.
Did it surprise you a little bit when when Sean cried a bit about it afterwards? Oh, I was robbed, whatever you said. I was like, ugh. But then again,
that was actually. I never thought of him to be someone like that, because he said the belt doesn't really mean anything to him. He doesn't care, and then he said something about a headbutt. I can guarantee you there was no headbutt.
I watched it so many times back and
I
forth.
watched it all
There was
the
no
time.
headbutt.
I can remember clearly in the fight, because obviously he jabbed me quite a few times in that first 2 rounds, and we knew that was going to come. Obviously we didn't plan on him hitting me so much, but when you with those small gloves, if you get hit on the eye, you're going to swell up.
Yes.
So I just realized halfway through the first round, my eye is already swelling. This is not good. I need to get out of the way. I can't just block these punches with my head, because they weren't super hard. They were just accumulate.
Yeah, and he was obviously trying to blind you or make sure
and
that
then I started seeing the top of my eye, and I realized this is too soon in the fight to be not seeing out of your one eye.
Yeah.
And I caught him with that punch. I saw that punch. As I threw that punch, I hit him, and I thought that was a hard one. And I just saw the blood starting from his eye.
Thank you, my friend. It wasn't his head, it was his fist.
100%.
Okay.
It was his head
let's
against
help
my
you.
fist.
It was yeah, that's what it is. Hy's nie 'n baie hoflike knaap nie. He
Hoflike knap.
he's not a very
Fantastic.
in English. He's not the most polite chap.
No,
Sean
at
Strickland.
all.
He says some really hateful things, and for that reason, I really wanted you to put him on his ass. But that is why I'm saying there should be a rematch, just to, because in his mind he's not sure. I think he needs to be sure.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I said. I also Dana. They said immediately went, no, we're not doing a rematch.
Oh, okay.
I said, well, I mean, that's up to you guys. I don't care if we do a rematch. Great.
Doesn't matter.
The hardest part of fighting anybody is not knowing how hard they hit, how strong they are, how fast it is, how awkward they are. Now I know.
Oh, weet jy.
But now he knows too.
Right, next question.
My vraag vir die kampioen is dan het hy nou Shoentjie darm 'n biertjie na die tyd gehad?
Good question. I usually get along quite well with the people that I fight. There's a lot of cases where people don't like each other. I mean, like in life, you don't like everybody you meet. Sure. Mostly, I have a lot of respect for anybody I've shared the occasion. I have a lot of respect for Sean Strickland as well. And that was it was so weird to me that he said, I won that fight. Because directly before they announced it, he came to me and he said, he said, well done, you beat me.
Hold on. Before they announced
the fight, he said, you won that fight, well done. He said it to me.
This is so weird.
He said it to me. He also knew in his heart that he lost that fight.
Yes.
So, but
I didn't know that.
Yeah, 100%. Before we shook hands and I said, great fight, man, that was awesome. And he said, yeah, you definitely beat my ass. You won that fight. And
So what
I
is he
mean,
crying
the
about
only
now?
thing
You
I
would've
could
said
say was I have to agree with you.
That is correct.
Yes, it has.
Yeah, correct. And that's why it was so weird to me. But you also have to understand from a business point of view and for his career, of course he's going to cry.
Of course.
No, rematch. Rematch.
For
Because
sure.
for him, that's another opportunity at world title.
Another question quickly.
Morning breakfast team, can you please ask Dricus du Plessis what does he do for pain management? So after a fight, what is the first thing he does so that he doesn't sleep with so much pain?
Beer.
Beer.
Yeah,
What most South
beer.
African men do.
Yeah, for beer. So for 8 weeks, I don't touch a beer before in preparation for a fight. So that's
Okay.
2 months. So
Oh.
that's the one craving you have. Just a cold beer. That's it. But I mean, in terms of pain management, I don't like pain medication at all. Or sleeping medication. I stay away from it completely.
Sure.
So, yeah, I mean, if you go, I was in a lot of pain after this fight. Actually, there was a lot of pain, like my legs, and there was a lot of pain. But with a happy heart, you can withstand a lot of pain. I felt the pain, but I was lying there in my bed with my belt next to me.
Sure. So just a little observation and a suggestion. So maybe you must change your name from Dricus Stilnox du Plessis to Dricus Nulpermouth du Plessis. I've got a bit of a bone to pick with you. I do have a little
Are
bit
you
of...
sure that's a good idea?
Are
you sure?
There's a big table here.
This is...
It's not an
Lots of
octagon.
witnesses. Got a bit of beef with Dricus about one thing that I saw that we have to chat about quite seriously and sternly just after this.
Bye, dankie dat julle actually my kop
love the song so much. It's called Strangers. 8:26 on a Tuesday. We are hanging with the champ himself, Dricus du Plessis. I just have a little bit of one issue with you.
There's always something.
There's always something. There's not alles lekker geweest en mooi geweest. But then I saw you in a Stormers jersey.
Oeh, ja. Ek het geweet as ek terugkom huis toe gaan dit 'n probleem wees.
Talk to me.
I am a Stormer. Ek sê jammer om vir almal die nuus te breek. Groot gemaak, so gemaak.
Where's my smoke machine when I'm
So kom so rook terug.
Yo.
Ek gaan gebou word vir daai smoke machine, hè.
Yeah. Well, okay, fine.
That's the end of that.
No, it's not. No, it's not the end of that. I want to give you something, but I also want you to listen to something very quickly.
Okay.
You're going to be impressed for two reasons. You tell me what the second reason is, but just give this a listen.
Hello Dricus, once again a massive congratulations on your championship. All of us are massive fans and we have been following your career for a while, and it was such a lekker feeling watching you lift that belt, and thank you very much for the inspiration you are to all of us and for the whole of South Africa. We all saw you in that DHL Stormers jersey on social media the other day and we figured you would look a lot better in a blue jersey. So I'm sending my number 6 playing jersey to you. Hope it fits and see you at the game.
Markie van Staden.
Yes, like that.
Champion.
Dit was nou 'n gift.
From the Vodacom Bulls. I think it's in your size.
Yes, like it. Baie dankie.
Markie was
Nice.
Dit is amazing. Baie dankie.
Feel free to put it on now.
Okay, fine. Ek laat nie die pressure hoor. Dankie julle.
Yeah.
So that's from Eskom to Still Knox.
Yeah. Take your time, put it on. Just, hold on. Chat amongst yourselves.
Yeah, just and pause.
Felicity, stop it.
Yeah.
Ek val onder groepsdruk.
No, there we go.
Okay,
ladies and gentlemen,
Yay!
Dricus like beter and
It fits perfectly.
Nee, julle kan nie sorg dit.
What's
Ek is regtig jammer.
Oh! Jou pa het gesê is fine.
Ek kan nie guarantee jy kan ek net een ding my case maak. Ek kan sommer ek voel ek kry nie kans om myself te duidelik nie. Ek support die boys in blou want ek is 'n Pretoria man.
Dankie.
So hulle het van die span wat ek die minste like
Yes.
gegaan na hulle is nie so bad nie. Alhoewel ek nog steeds 'n Stormer is. Westelike provinsie WP.
Can I
Jou
tell you?
lekker ding.
No, that's easy now. So here's another thing, a last thing I want to tell you. On the 2nd of March gaan ons Loftus volmaak van die bulle. Die Vodacom bulle speel in die DHL Stormers. But hang on. But to make it easy for you and to make it really impressive for you can't say no. I've spoken to your sponsors. Is it World Sport Betting? Right?
World Sports Betting.
So World Sports Betting are going to put up a deck on the pavilion just for you.
At Loftus.
Here are the plans. Have a look at this. The deck will include your own lounge.
Oh wow.
The deck will include a DJ and a cocktail bar.
Stop it.
Just for you.
Oh.
The piste de resistance.
Yes.
CO2 cannon shots on each side of the stage. Dricus can control.
Oh,
yes! That's amazing. Yes. That's what amazing is. Oh,
I feel like those goals between the rounds. There we go.
Just not while they're playing.
Okay.
It's he can
Depending how the game goes, I guess.
Depending who's about to score. Yeah, I've seen it.
All comes together. Do you accept?
I 100% accept.
All right.
The one problem I have here is this is going to be amazing, but I'll be wearing a World Sports Betting shirt then. Because,
So you're neutral.
I'm definitely not neutral. I'm a Stormer.
Are you?
Yeah.
We'll chat.
Does he deserve a cannon then? I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'll take one of your cannons. Your own deck, your own bar,
wow, that
your
is
own
amazing.
DJ,
Wow.
and your own steam cannons. I mean, boom, life made, what belt.
That is amazing.
So I want to full Loftus up that day, 50,000 people.
Ooh, let's do it.
Both Vodacom Bulls, DHL Stormers come. We're going to make it really big, and Dricus is going to be there with his. And what I'm going to do actually, and we'll still clear this, if there are people at the stadium that are fans of yours, I might go and pull one or two out to come sit on the couch with you just for a little bit.
Of course.
For
time.
Well, in Blue Bulls jersey, you just have
well,
to.
I mean, am I going to sit? Am I going to be there alone the whole game?
No.
Okay, great.
Awkward.
Yeah, because I mean, that would be kind of like, hey guys, it is amazing.
Someone has to watch the bar.
Dricus told me about Vegas, but that's nothing. I'm kidding. Dricus, so lucky to see you. Congratulations once again. You're a champ. Whatever happens going forward, you have millions of fans in this country. You really do. And we are seriously hoping and crossing all fingers that we get UFC Africa and South Africa.
Thank you so much. And listen, crossing fingers, all that, it's amazing. And we all hope for that. But we are going to make it happen.
How do you say it, by the way? How do you make that kind of challenge to Adesanya? How does that happen in the world? Do you go, hey, what is his first name? Izzy. How do you say it? I mean, if you had to say it.
Yeah, I guess you don't ask.
Yeah.
You
just tell him.
Call him out.
Yeah, you tell him. But, I mean, yeah, that's the way to go. I mean, I've said it multiple times. I said that's the fight. I screamed it right after my fight. So that was the call-out. That call-out was made. He's gonna want to do that. He's gonna want to do that. Right now, it's all about the logistics of when is this gonna happen. And I want it to happen in South Africa, and we are gonna do everything we can to make it happen in South Africa.
Do we want to see that fight?
Yes, please. And it's up to us as South African fans and the whole country to put up our hands and make sure they can't deny us that event.
Do me one last favor. Go Bafana Bafana.
Go Bafana Bafana!
Yeah.
Tomorrow it is go time. It is tomorrow, right? Yes, it's tomorrow. It's go time. And it's versus Nigeria, right?
Yes.
That's right.
And Easy claiming he's from Africa and he's Nigerian born.
Exactly.
So let's see.
And Tyler beat Burna Boy for a Grammy.
Oh,
so
that was amazing.
It's
So
already.
that's
on now.
So
Your
you
champ
wind up
is
South
South Africa is on fire.
Feel good with Becca's Martin Bester. Yeah!
Did you hear that? That's the sound of lights being switched off to reduce the impact of load shedding. Eskom is encouraging you to use less electricity at all times by switching off electrical appliances and lights that are not in use. Cell phone chargers, TVs, and decoders still use electricity if they're not switched off at the socket. You see, if we all switch off what is not in use, our combined effort could help reduce the impact of load shedding. Let's work together by switching off to reduce load shedding.
Engineered for the road ahead, the Hyundai Creta is all yours with up to 40,000 Rand cash back. Advanced safety features and state-of-the-art technology come standard. Go far in a ride that drives your passion and enjoy up to 40,000 Rand in your pocket. Of course, you'll also receive Hyundai's industry-leading 7-year warranty.